Shore Foodie research.
Exactly, a brand new book out featuring the best of the North Shore. We're featuring 3 of the 36 restaurants this morning. First up, InGrain Pastificio, right, Eric?
That's correct, that's correct.
Let's talk pasta. Right now you've got some dried pasta that, of course, you've made here. What is the biggest difference between dried and fresh with respect to quality, cooking time, taste, what?
Quality, there's no real difference. The real difference is dry pasta traditionally will use 2 ingredients. We'll use the flour and the water. The fresh pasta will introduce eggs. It's a big texture difference. For us, we got into the making of dry pasta because of the shelf life, and I really enjoy the texture.
Perfect. So what are we making right now?
Today we're going to make penne alla matriciana. We started with a little garlic and some pancetta. Some San Marzano tomatoes.
And they're specific tomatoes, so we've got the can right here if anyone's looking to maybe buy some of these, because this is what many of the great restaurants use, right?
It's the Cadillac of canned tomatoes, they say. It's a meatier tomato, less seeds. Seeds tend to make them bitter. And yeah, we just really love these tomatoes.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've got those in there. And were those basically crushed tomatoes, or you blended them up, or?
So that's just a stewed tomato. I prefer to just blend it up. I don't add anything to my tomato sauce. I like to add that in the pan to order. And these are fresh tomatoes that I've de-seeded and taken the skin off, again, to reduce the bitterness.
Okay. Yeah. And I would think a little bit of the wateriness as well when you sit there and de-seed them, right?
You do take away some of that water. I like a little bit of apple cider vinegar. It just gives a little bit of a tartness to the sauce.
I never would have thought to put apple cider vinegar inside of pasta.
Little chili flakes, give it a little bit of heat.
Just a few?
Yeah, depending on the individual. And some fresh basil.
Perfect. We'll get that plating right now. Of course, you've got your pasta all good to go. Give it a quick, just a little heat up. For more details, by the way, on the many restaurants featured on the North Shore, you can check out North Shore Foodie. The website is Foodiebook.ca. Here it comes, Russ. Wait, you can wait for it. You got to see it all finished up, paired with a nice little glass of red. I'm not sure. What do you think? Can you think dinner tonight, maybe? Check this out.
Oh, looks delicious.
What do you think?
Oh.
Little cheese.
Oh, a little fresh Parmesan on it. Very nice. My favorite kind of homework, foodie research.
Good morning, you're watching Breakfast Television. It is 7:53, the North Shore Foodie, a brand new cookbook that features 36 restaurants all on the North Shore. We got Jeff here from the Portly Chef. Where exactly are you located? And I believe we have a still shot of the exterior of your restaurant here.
We're actually located on Central Lonsdale, 1211 Lonsdale.
Okay, and the kind of food that you have there?
It's classic dishes that we've been working on, just very classical dishes that are brought in to the future a little bit. So
wonderful. Well, we're making what I didn't even know what this was. Tell us a little bit about what a tomahawk pork chop is.
So with a tomahawk, I'm just going to be pulling it out of the brine here, is a unique cut. So you buy that from your local butcher. It's got a little bit of back fat on it, and it's a center loin cut.
Okay. And I mean, that's looks like it could feed about 2 people.
Yeah, it's quite.
And of course, the name is because of the shape right there. I mean, you have the handle, and then there you go. Now, what do we do? So
basically, we're just seasoning it up. A little bit of oil. We're going to sear it off and finish it in the oven, just because of the size of the cut.
So if you were to keep going on that, so if we were to sit there and try to finish it in the grill, there would be a risk of it charring on the outside, being raw on the.
Yeah, and basically you have brown sugar in the brine, so it'll start to caramelize and start to burn.
Okay, so the brine was essentially sugar, brown sugar, salt, and water.
Yeah.
And how long does it sit in the brine for?
We do it in the restaurant for 2 days, but I highly recommend if you're doing it at home for at least 2 hours.
There we go. 2 hours, okay, that's probably a good amount. And the idea is that makes it juicy, moist.
It infuses it, it tenderizes it.
Perfect. Okay, so that is continuing to sear. We are going to be topping it with essentially a compote, and this again is on the take of the classic, pork chops and
applesauce.
So here's what's in there. Tell us very quickly what's in there.
So we got brown sugar, we have goat cheese, fresh thyme, and then a little bit of butter, and just make the compote, and then we crust it.
Put it on top, and then you would eventually finish it in the oven.
Yeah.
And how long would it take to finish then?
I would put it in for about 12 to 15 minutes.
Do you like how I just grabbed this? Just
Oh, yeah,
Am I a good sous chef? This is a good placement here?
Yeah, that looks great.
Like that. Listen, I mean,
was
obviously,
very Fred Flintstone.
Tell you what, it's very Fred Flintstone. Just one of the many recipes from the 36 restaurants here on the North Shore. North Shore Foodie. You can pick up your copy at Foodiebook.ca. We're going to take a little break here on Breakfast Television. Apparently, the rain is a coming back, so wouldn't you want some of that nice comfort food? I think so. Russ Lacate has details up next. The North Shore Foodie features 36 restaurants here on the North Shore, including Fishworks. We got Shala here. Good morning. Good morning. You're teaching us how to make salmon Wellington. Most people know of beef Wellington and are quite intimidated by it, but you're going to show us how to make it right now. So where does it start?
We start from a fresh piece of sockeye salmon, which is local. You could use any type of pastry. You could use puff pastry, or I'm using filo pastry right now.
Okay.
So let's put down some fresh basil and place right on top the fresh salmon.
Okay.
We're gonna season it just with salt and pepper.
I'll start with the salt. You
All
start
right.
with the pepper. There we
All
go.
right.
Swap it out.
Thank
Perfect.
Then we're gonna add some just Dijon mustard for flavor.
So far, so
There
good.
you
This
go.
is something that's just seems like it's almost fun to make too, and it'd be a great way to impress all your friends if
Exactly.
you're having a dinner party.
And this was the first thing when we started Fishworks. There was almost the first dish on the menu, and it's still staple to the menu. It's a top seller dish, so I can never take it off the menu.
What is this here? Those are the ingredients,
Yes,
essentially.
it's almond and cranberry. We opened Fishworks was like Thanksgiving time, so I want to do something with cranberry. So
Okay.
and with the pesto sauce, so I use a pistachio pasta sauce, which is really work together. It's really a fantastic dish.
Perfect, okay.
So cranberry, almond, and we just wrap it up gently.
And then up. Wow.
Okay.
And then from there, you would actually kind of get a little color on it by putting it in a pan. Of course,
Right.
you've got the finished version there. How long, once you sort of get the color to the point of finishing in the oven, how long does that take?
If you have the oven in 400, it will take about 5 minutes.
Great.
Okay. You want to cook it only medium rare, so I'm just gonna slice it for you. You could brush it with butter before you pan sear them, and then just cut them in half.
And look at that. The perfect way to impress all your friends. I'll let you continue to finish that. By the way, you could pick up the book, The North Shore Foodie, at the following website, Foodiebook.ca.
My mouth is watering. Thank you for that, Dawn. I know